Welcome to my CIMA or CGMA Case Study Exam course. My name is Steve Chen. I'm the fellow member of ACCA. I'm also a qualified CIMA member. I sat the CIMA exam in 2015 and I qualified in 2018. Now at that time, I sat the previous CIMA T4 big case study. That's the case study which is quite different from the operational, managerial, and the strategic case study exams. Now, after I sat and passed the CIMA final case study, and then I start teaching the CIMA students, mainly the CIMA students basing in China. I've helped many of those passing the case study exams because from 2016 onwards, the CIMA case study no longer has the previous T4 big case any longer, but broken down into the operational, managerial, and the strategic case. Now, I will say that the operational, managerial, and strategic case study exams will be very, very different because they are focusing on different requirements from students. Let's talk about the first case, which is the operational case study. Now, the operational case study did not really aim for the common sense solutions related to the leadership and some of the unexpected things happening within the business. Now, within the operational case study exam, our approach is different. It will create a very standardized answers linking back to the CIMA blueprint and the E1, F1 and P1 syllabus, and telling students that how each of the topic, so you can slot a pro forma answer or the standardized answer in your answer box. Now, the reference to the case material is important, but quite limited compared to the management and the strategic case studies later on. For the management case study exam, the focus will be for those middle line managers. So they are required to deal with some of the urgent things and unexpected things that may surprise them each and every day. So therefore, how to manage conflict, for example, how to set up the pricing for your product, for example. So these sort of things within the managerial level that you will need to come up with sensible solutions of how to deal with that. And of course, our approach is different. Now, for the managerial case study, what we would do is to help students build a mindset of how to evaluate things, of how to balance things. So for example, talking about the pros and cons, okay, of each of the points that you make. We also create standardized answer in our course as well. Now finally to the strategic case. Now in terms of the marking rule for this strategic case, because I'm also the marker, but not for CIMA exams, but in another large professional accountancy body for the final case study exam as well. Now, in terms of the marking for this strategic case, the marking is so generous. Now, what do I mean by generous is that you are not required to come up with many and many points at the same time. We are not testing you about any sort of technical stuff in a strategic case. But we need you to demonstrate that you've got the abilities to think of the issue in a holistic way. Now, if I'm seeing that evidence from your answer, that your answer is highly likely to get marks in the exam. So that's the difference among these three case study exams. I would say that very interesting to study CIMA qualification, and that's why after I qualified with ACCA, and then I went for CIMA qualification. Okay, so very, very interesting qualification and case studies, as you will see, and you will find the learning process to be very useful. to your life and even to your mindset. Now, what I would do is that I'll also take you through to how to study and pass the case study exams. Now, there will be a variety of approaches, and even the tuition providers in the market providing solutions of helping you pass your exams. And of course, Global APC is one of them. And our approach is different. Firstly, we'll create the pre-SIM application note tailoring that particular case, the latest pre-SIM case released by CIMA, because there's no point in simply restudying the previous pre-SIM without looking at the latest pre-SIM. Now, what we would do next is that we will apply all of the knowledge from the CIMA blueprint, including the E pillar, F pillar and P pillar syllabus, directly to the case. So not touching the knowledge from the syllabus, but we fully integrate the knowledge of how it's going to be tested into the case. And to make sure that to save you lots of time, and this is my aim. So therefore, you can simply rely on our study materials by not referencing back to the, for example, for the management case study, there's no point in going back to the E2, P2 and F2 study test approved by CIMA. Each of them, wow, lots of pages and lots of contents to go through. But with our course, we'll go through all of these in just a few hours. Okay, and making sure that you fully prepare for the upcoming sitting case study exam. Making sure that your technical knowledge and the application to the case is okay. But that is not enough. Because later on, we'll also create a set of mock exams known as the predictive questions in our mock exams. And we advise our students to practice these mock exams under exam conditions. And then, after you finish each of the mock exam, submit your mock exam to Global APC for us to mark them for you. And we'll also provide you with very detailed constructive feedback of how each of the points can be developed and using our standardized approach. And we also provide 7/24 tutor support. If you've got any questions during your studies, you can send us emails or asking us via WhatsApp, and we'll answer your inquiries as soon as possible. That's enough, and I look forward to your exam success very soon. Bye-bye.
APC, accounting for your future.